right, I am joined here today by the face of Aquila Boxing Promotions, Kevin Lerena. Another tournament coming up on November the 1st. You announced this tournament quite a while ago, and it's going to be taking place again on your World of Champions Supersport. How are you feeling going into Sandton Mayhem?
Super excited. It's obviously the last one for the year. We set out to do 4 tournaments this year, and we're on to the 4th one. So we've stayed true to our word, and I think it's our best one yet.
Yeah, I mean, 4 tournaments for the year. When you first took on this journey, what were you thinking in the beginning? Did you think it was going to be a success as it is now? Because it's so good.
Look, I guess you never know. There's so many variables that you take into play, and we're still learning on the job. We're forever growing, forever learning. But I do think there is definitely success that is going to the promotion and Aquila Boxing Promotions and all that are involved to help us make it happen, our sponsors. And I think it's just a good night out for everybody, and good fights, good matchups, and that's the most important thing.
Important because, I mean, a lot of South Africans do need the activity, high quality activity.
Yes.
How have you found balancing your fight career and sort of doing the promotional side of things has worked?
Look, obviously we've got a good team. You know, the first event was quite daunting because, you know, we were all hands on. But now we have a small little team that helps us with everything, and everyone knows their roles and their plays and what needs to be done. But yeah, it doesn't affect me at all. I mean, I just sparred today, you know, in between meetings. That's what I do. I've always been busy, always been a person who's continuously looking to do more and achieve more. And yeah, I'm just very proud. The thing that makes me proud the most is giving fighters an opportunity, because at the end of the day, like I said, we're just another horse in the race, another horse to provide a platform for fighters to showcase their talent, to grow and to build their records.
I like the fact that you've incorporated many different boxing gyms. We're going to go through all of the boxes now and see exactly who's there, and obviously a lot of guys like to hear what your thoughts are of them. Tsekopatso Maklala,
yes.
He'll be coming up against Olisi Laliwe, also 1-0. Both of them are 1-0, so it's a good matchup to start off the game.
Yeah, very good matchup. I think that's the thing. The biggest thing at Aquila Boxing Promotions is quality, high quality matchups. You know, we try not to have it scripted. Not to say other promotions are scripted, but you know, we want it to be evenly matched, good matchups that fights are hard and it's entertaining for the fans, and that's another nice fight to start. You know, both guys undefeated. Tsekopatso had his first win on our last tournament. This is now his second professional fight, and it's a nice step up for him, and it's a step up for his opponent too.
Yeah, good fights as you mentioned on Aquila Boxing Promotions. And going on to the second one, Sabelo Ndwandwe, we've seen him twice on Aquila Boxing Promotions. We've also seen his opponent, Luke Hendricks, on Aquila Boxing Promotions. A good matchup. What did it take putting those two together?
It's a very good matchup. I think Luke Hendricks has had 4 wins now, if I'm not mistaken, and Sabelo Ndwandwe is 2-0. And I think both guys are exciting. One's a very technical fighter, and others a come forward, throws a lot of volume kind of fighter. So it makes for a good fight, and it's a step up, right? It's 6 rounds for both of them, and this is what it's all about. It's about stepping up, putting up good matchups for the fans. And Ndwandwe has won fight of the night twice in a row on our previous shows, and Luke Hendricks is campaigning now in his first 6 rounder, and it's a good step up for him. And I think he's had some good wins and some close fights too, so he's super dialed in to make a statement and to make a good impression. So I respect that about him, and I respect that about Ndwandwe. It's going to be a great fight, so that's a terrific matchup and a potential fight of the night maybe again, yeah. Ndwandwe
looked fantastic. He's had 2 hard opponents as well, but that's part of what you have to do to get through the ranks and make a name for yourself. Liam Fox, he's the 3rd name on the list. He's coming up against Ntokozo Msibi. Liam Fox is an interesting name. He's a very popular figure, especially in the East Rand of Johannesburg. What was the thoughts on putting him on for a second time?
Yeah, he made his debut. He's under No Doubt Management, and he's fought on Boxing 5 shows, so you know, credit to them for allowing him to fight on another platform, because at the end of the day, if you're looking at it from a fighter's point of view, that's what you need. You need activity across the board. He didn't have his debut on our show. He fought his last fight on our show, and he fought really well. He won by stoppage, so this is another opportunity for him to build his record. I think he's on 3 fights now, if I'm not mistaken.
This is the 3rd one.
This will be the 3rd fight, and he's a nice, marketable guy, and I think he's in there with a very winnable fight, and it's his duty to do the business, and then obviously maybe he'll feature on a Boxing 5 show again, and whatever his management has in play for him between Danny and Colin. But like I said, from a promotional point of view, we're happy to use him, and he's an exciting fighter. And I think, at the end of the day, you want to nurse these guys along. It's about providing them and helping them build their record. So the more the merrier for them. So if he could fight here, he could fight wherever. He must go fight on other shows to build his record and to build his name.
Good platform, though. I mean, Supersport, obviously, to expose his name even further. His popularity will only rise.
Listen, Supersport's phenomenal. If you're a fighter in South Africa, within the sub-Saharan Africa, you want to be on Supersport. That's the most important thing. So we're very happy to have a great strategic partnership with Supersport. It's very important for us, and I think the fighters need to realize how important it is for them and how grateful they can be to be on Supersport, the World of Champions.
100%. I do concur with that. Another popular figure coming from this gym, Gary van Staden. He takes on a boxer from the DRC, Sambi, 3-3.
Yeah.
Can punch a little bit, fought the likes of Darren Rousseau. He's been in there with Aiden Quinn, who used to be a prospect in the past. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, Gary's a top prospect. He's a really hard-working guy. He's a very likable guy. He's very charismatic. He's under the tutelage of Pete, and he can be very grateful to have a manager like Peter Smith, who can help hone his skills and guide him along the path that he needs to be guided on. We're very happy to have him on again. I think this is his third professional fight. He fought on my undercard in Pretoria, and then he had his second fight on our last Aquila show, and this is his third outing. So we're just very happy to give him an opportunity. He's in with a tough opponent. The guy's had 3 wins, 3 losses.
Yeah.
And but that just goes to show that Peter's not there to cotton wool. He's there to test his guys and to build them the right way. And I think Gary's got all the minerals. He's a very good fighter. He's explosive. He's fit. He's charismatic. He's good looking. He's got all the tools to go all the way. He's got a phenomenal trainer in Peter and somebody to mentor him and guide him. And I wish him all the best. And we're very happy to have him on our shows because he brings excitement and he brings a different element. So it's always exciting to see Gary fight. And I've known him since he was a kid. I know his father very well. And I'm just happy and grateful to have him on our show. And I'm sure he's grateful too.
He's another one of those promoters' dreams. Always comes with a different outfit for his press conferences.
You know what makes him a dream, in my opinion?
Yeah.
He's likable, he's humble, and he's a good fighter. He's likable, he's humble, and he's a good fighter. For me, that's what ticks the boxes. You can be a promoter's dream, but if you're a dick, it doesn't sit well with me.
Right, moving on to the next one then. Leo Carreri, who's also a promoter's dream in a way. He speaks a lot.
Phenomenal. He's a great fighter. Well, he's going to be. We don't know how great he's going to be, but I think he's got the potential to be a great fighter. He's also, he's toned it down a bit. He's super focused on his training. He's really working hard, and it's another opportunity for Leo. As I said, we'll give opportunity. He knows now what he's done right in the past and what he's done wrong. But at the end of the day, he's also just a young guy growing up. So he's really, really dialed in for this fight, and he's training hard. It's a tough fight against Jackson Captain. 6 rounder, step up for Leo, but he's got the minerals too. Leo's got power, he's charismatic, he's a good looking guy, he's very marketable too. So another great addition to the card, and we're very happy to have Leo on. And obviously in his first 2 outings, he was very vocal, but that's just excitement, Once you've got to tone back a bit and pull back the reins and just dial it in a little bit and just know you've got a job to do. Everyone knows you're charismatic, everyone knows who you are, but you've got to do it within the boundaries. And I think he's learned that. And, I've seen a change in Leo, and I wish him all the best, and we're happy to have him on. But he's got a very tough fight against Jackson Captain, who's a seasoned competitor. He's a tough fight for anybody. And but I do think Leo has the minerals to beat Jackson, and it's a very good test for him. Like I said, the previous fights is a very good test for Gary, and this is a very good test for Leo. They're not on the same route. They're two different. They're two different fighters, and in fact, I think Leo's probably going to end up light heavyweight cruiser. He's a big guy. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, he's just got to keep doing what he does best. Listen to his trainer. Have the right mentality, have the right mindset, and I think he can go all the way. So we're happy to also have him on the card. He's an exciting fighter.
And every name we've mentioned,
and he's actually a good kid too. He's got a good way about him. He wants to learn and he works hard. That's a trainer's dream. A promoter's dream is a guy who can sell fights. And a trainer's dream is a guy who can show up every day and work hard no matter what. And I think Leo's that guy.
I concur. Actually, I've seen him. He's a gym rat, as they say.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
So I wish him all the best. We never know how far these youngsters can go boxing is a very crazy sport. We've seen careers flipped in an instance, but you just got to give them every opportunity, and we're just grateful to give these youngsters the opportunity.
And the talent doesn't stop on this tournament. We've mentioned a whole bunch of great upcoming talent. Now, we move on to sort of, I'd say, like the main card. Not that the other guys aren't the main card, but the sort of more experienced boxers that come in. Titeto Matikinka, who many regard as one of the shining talents in the South African boxing. He comes up against South African compatriot Michael Derries. What's your thoughts on that? Because it's also a good step for him.
It's a good fight for Titeto. It's very hard to get him opponents. He's a credible seasoned amateur with a top pedigree, and he's a very good fighter. Probably one of the hottest prospects I've seen in the flesh in a very long time. Very hard to get him fights or to get people to step in there with him. So Derries is a tough competitor because he knows he's taking this fight. He knows what he's in against, so you need to respect that. So it makes for a good fight. I think the most important thing, you got a little bit of experience in Derries, and Tsesetso has got only six or seven professional fights. He's undefeated, but he's got a massive amateur pedigree, so it makes for a good fight. And Tsesetso, I said in the flesh, one of the best prospects I've seen. I've seen him sparring with former world champion Phumelela Kafu, who's a terrific fighter. He just fought Bam Rodriguez, and listen, sparring's one thing, you got to do it under the bright lights, but from what I see, he's got the potential to go all the way.
Yeah, definitely a blue chip prospect. That one is Titeto, and Lindo Kuzwayo as well. He's coming up against, he's got an international opponent, Ruel Lawal. So that's also another good one. Co-main events of the evening. International. So he fought Jeff Magagane in his last fight. A lot of people thought he won the fight against Jeff Magagane. Obviously, it was ruled a draw, but you've given him a step up in opponents.
Of course.
To prove his worth.
Lindo is one of the most explosive guys I've seen. He's got hammers for hands for the featherweight division at 57. He's explosive. He's fast. He's a likable, he's a nice guy, he's a likable, nice guy. And obviously both of you, Tsesetso and Lindo, are trained by Sean, who's a terrific trainer, also from Peter's brother from the Smith stable, the Smith Sunny Hill. And it's nice to give these two guys an opportunity because, had we not given them an opportunity, where would they have had the opportunity to stay active? But both of them are terrific talents, Tsesetso as well as Lindo. Lindo's in a tough fight. He's fighting Rilwan Lawal from Nigeria for the IBO All Africa title. And he's fighting a guy from Nigeria for the IBO All Africa title. Big step up. And at the end of the day, Sean is super keen because he wants to step his opponents up, and he wants to step his fighters up, to step opponents up, to see what they got. And this is a perfect test. I do think Lindo's got what it takes to win, but it's a tough test. And credit to both of them for taking the fight, because also not a lot of people want to fight Lindo because he literally KOs people. I've seen it in the gym, I've seen it in sparring, and when you put those 8-ounce gloves on, it's pretty scary to think about getting hit by a guy who's that explosive. So a terrific matchup, but Lawal's no slouch. He can hit himself too. Strong, very strong. So it's a terrific matchup. Co-main event, a worthy co-main event.
This is it. International contest co-main event, the IBO All Africa. And now Kane Fourie, I'd say a flagship fighter on Aquila Box. He's featured on every single tournament so far. He's good, he's won, he's lost, he's done it all. IBO Intercontinental title, you put a lot of faith in him to obviously go to the next level. Argentinian opponent, Danev.
Yeah, Claudio Danev is a good fighter. He was ranked in the top 30 in the world, I think, on Boxrec at one stage. He fought for the IBF Intercontinental belt. He lost that, but he's a credible opponent. Southpaw, wiry. Good step up for Kane. Kane's had I wouldn't say soft comeback, it was 2 comeback fights, to build him and to get him into a position that he's in now. Obviously he had that banana peel loss against Simon Ngoma, but we brought him back nicely. Gert has been very open and honest that he'd like to work with us, and we're providing Kane with an opportunity, and he's managed by Colin, co-managed by Colin and Gert, and we're just grateful to work with him because he's a very likable guy. He's charismatic, and he's got hammers for hands. He's in a tough test against Claudio Danev, who's a wiry southpaw. But I think Kane has all the ability to beat this guy, and you never look past this guy because he's tough, and his Argentinians are known for their toughness and awkwardness. But should Kane get this victory, I do definitely see him fighting for a world title very soon. So, it would be very nice to see Kane get a victory, and I think he's got all the minerals to get a victory. He's got power, he's got boxing ability, so now he just needs to put it all together, and victory is his.
I wanted to ask about Kane Fourie because I saw after his loss, you took him under your wing, and you sort of obviously Gert's his coach, but you assisted him and gave him reassurances that he is good enough. What was it in him that you saw that, maybe this kid needs
Humility.
a push? Okay.
He's humble, his humility, he's just his way. He's a good guy. And, when he suffered his loss, I've been in that position. Losing sucks, and I just felt like I needed to reach out to him. I'm not a manager. I'm not a promoter. I'm in the paid ranks with him. I'm his colleague. So I just said, hey, come hang out. You want to come do some running sessions with me, you're welcome. And he has been doing a bit of running with me and a bit of training. And I just want to see him do well because of his humility, and he's a nice guy. And I like nice people. I want to help good people. And that's what it's all about. And Aquila Boxing Promotions is once again brought him back. He had a loss. We got him a fight against Longwani. Then he fought Umpi Sabeko. And now he's fighting a very big step up in Claudio Danef, who's top 30 in the world for the RBO Intercontinental. And we'd like to see him fight for a world title soon. So the onus and everything is on him. But does he have the minerals? Yes. Does he have the ability? Yes. Does he have the power? Most definitely. Does he have a good team with him? Most definitely. So we'd really like to see him go all the way. I would like to see him go all the way. I've got a soft spot for Kane, and I just like him as an individual.
All right, and that's for the IBO Intercontinental title. Kane
Correct.
Fury, obviously your favourites in terms of the fight between him and the Argentinian?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to support my countryman. It's a tough fight. I mean, listen, on paper it's 50-50. The Argentinian is a good competitor. He's fought all around the world. He's lost. So has Kane. Kane has lost. Does he punch as hard as Kane? Most definitely not. Can Kane knock him out? Most definitely. But Kane's got to be wary. He's got to box behind his jab to the best of his ability and do everything right on the night to win. So it's a tough matchup, a quality matchup. Once again, an ABP quality matchup. And where champions rise, we want to see Kane Fury rise. That's what we want to see.
And I suppose this question is going to be asked next year. Are there plans to do this again?
Yeah, of course. Let's see what the future holds. Let's get through the 1st of November and let's see what we can put into play for next year. Maybe same play, just a different move. Who knows what that means? Read into that. Same play, just a different move.
All right, that's
so good. Let's see who it's going to be with, what it's going to be about. But we've had so much fun this year. We said we're going to do 4 shows. This is our 4th one, and we're just happy and grateful to be in this position. And we want to thank our sponsors, our blue chip sponsors who have gotten behind us. World Sports Betting have been phenomenal. Tigris Wealth have been phenomenal. JCP Steel have been phenomenal. Heerskop and Pino, HP have been phenomenal. Our security partners, Nathan, Coco, and Gabba, they've been on ball. Our catering partners, Quench, the venue, the Galleria. Our hospitality partners in terms of accommodation, the Little Tuscany Boutique Hotel, they've been phenomenal. You know what? Everybody who's gotten behind Aquila Boxing Promotions has added and contributed in a massive way, and we are very grateful to each and every single one of them. And of course, the entire team, Geraldine, Megan, Shanae, my brother-in-law, Tanya, Mike, Sabrina. We have a little team that rallies together to make these events happen, and I'm forever grateful. Plus the technical team, the people that get the lights out there, the people that make it a show. I'm grateful to each and every one of them, because without them, you don't get the tier 1 A-class production that we've put on. It comes at a cost though, and that's whether we're thankful for our sponsors and all the fans that buy tickets to come support the fighters. Good night of boxing, that's what it's about. It all comes at a cost, but we're prepared to pay the price to give the people what they want to see.
Perfect, and thank you very much, Kevin, for the creation of Aquila Boxing Promotions and taking it to where it is now.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to even bigger and better things, but November the 1st is going to be the biggest one yet. And
Sandton Mayhem.
Yes, Sandton Mayhem.
And I heard it's on Halloween. Halloween's on Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Sandton Mayhem's on Saturday. Be there. Get your tickets. Ticket link in our bio on Instagram. Tickets are moving nicely, so we urge people to get their tickets, because with our last event, the last 3 or 4 days, we were obviously sold out and people were rocking up and there was no tickets available. So we urge the people to get their tickets now.
And you might see at the weigh-in Gary Van starting with a Halloween outfit. You never know.
That's it. I hope so.
Awesome. Thanks, Kev.
Thank you.